Ngatiimbe pamwetese uzazitarora tenzi mbiri ya mambo ya Mwari uzazitarora tenzi mwese kuzanyi zitara tenzi uzazitarora tenzi mwese kuzanyi zitara tenzi kuzazitarora tenzi Jesu zitare masimba uzazitarora tenzi rine simba kuponesa uzazitarora tenzi mwese kuzanyi zitara tenzi kuzazitarora tenzi mwese kuzanyi zitara tenzi kuzazitarora tenzi ngatipume zinyangadzo kuzazitarora tenzi tachenurwa ngero paro kuzazitarora tenzi mwese kuzanyi zitara tenzi 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 kuzazitarora tenzi.
Tinokuchingamidzai zvakare to this special show where we talk about women and women who are empowered, mental health, abuse, all issues that you can think of as we try and bring light to real issues that are happening to people, but talking to women who have made it, women who feel empowered. And in the house, Mrs Musara, who has been an inspiration throughout my life. And I have seen her bloom, I have seen her grow, I have seen how she has navigated this life, and I'm just happy that today she joins me as we are going to discuss the important issues of abuse and mental health. Welcome to the studio. Sanganai nevateereri.
And ndinotenda Mrs Musara nekundichingamidza kuchirongwa chenyu. Apa ndichataura pamusoro peupenyu hwangu yekurarama as a victim of sexual abuse and now being a survivor, and how through the challenges ndakasangana neupenyu ndamunhu akurarama achirwara nechirwere chepfungwa chinonzi post-traumatic depression.
Thank you so much. Yes, we are talking about real issues, Margaret. And can you take us through the journey? When did you realize you had post-traumatic stress disorder, and what are the events that had happened? So
I was diagnosed with post-traumatic depression in 2019. Ndopa ndakatanga kutomwa mishonga yangu. After ndaenda kwa psychiatrist, ndikati I'm not well. Akati, but looking at you, you look fine. Because no, I'm not well, I'm not sleeping, I am teary, ndikuta ma mood swings. So ndopa akabva nditi okay, ndombokupa time unombonofunga zvanga zvichiitika mukati meupenyu hwangu after therapy. Then pandakadzokera ndopa akanditi no, waita both that akanditi ndaita burnout. I've been having seasonal depression yekuti iri kupinda ndichibuda nema events, but patave apa I'm now supposed to kuti ndichitenga kumwa my periods, meaning that I was going to take antidepressants and an antipsychotic. But
how did that make you feel as a person?
For me, it's something that I've always been afraid of.
Yeah.
Because mama vangu vairwara nechirwere chepfungwa.
Okay.
Vanganga vane schizophrenia ne postnatal depression.
Okay.
So living with a parent ane a mental challenge zvanga zvakaoma kunzi mai vako vanoita se vanopenga. Saka nyange munhu akandituka nechimwe chinhu.
It's interesting that you say that, Margaret, because there's really a misconception in the society regarding mental health issues, and some of the words and some of the statements that we use in society really push people back into the cocoon, push people back into being labeled and being discriminated and being stigmatized in the society. But Tichuana, the journey of mental health, we can actually see there are many different aspects, different facets, and it needs us to be educated so that even in the society we continue using the right terms. Yes.
So for me, seeing the challenges that my mother went through, it's something that I never wanted to go through.
Yeah.
So my mother died when I just turned 13 years.
Okay.
6 days after my 13th birthday. So I was young.
Yeah.
But at that age, I had seen a lot.
Yeah.
Because she was in and out of annex. Vaishanda wakubasa use it, but she had voices. She was very clean. Senge inini vaitondida padhuze. At some point vakatotofunga kuti babongo vandirepa. And at 13 years, I had to go for pregnancy test twice. Kungoti izvozvo by then, time yandakakura, kwanga kusati kwane child abuse awareness like now, kwanga kusati kwane women groups anobatsira zvemadzimai. But she had to force. Zvototi pandakadzidza pahanki when I was in Form 1, vakatofonera mapurisa. Imagine, pa-assembly, yobvonzi Margaret huya. Mapurisa ari kukuda and they're saying kuti baboko ari kunzi vakurepa. So you can imagine zvinhu zvakadaro. So I had to be transferred ku boarding kwandanga ndiri ndoita mudei. The reason yekuti kwamboard was mama vangu vainyanya kundinetsa. And time iyoyo I'm still in my adolescence. I'm trying to find myself kuti zviri kudini zviri kuitika. So unfortunately mama vakazozorora zvavo vakaita stroke. Then baba vangu manje ndikati at least mama wazorora. Baba vangu akazotanga manje kundiita inonzi indecent assault yekuti vakundibata mazamu, vari kundimanidza kuti ndiwakise, vari kunditi handidi kuti uite musikanzwa yevakomana.
Okay.
Handidi kurona ndine mwana nemusikanzwa, but izvozvo kana baba wapinda mu personal space yako iyoyo zvinonetsa. And you're like, all right, mama vaindinetsa and baba ndozvavakiti dzimwe nguva nditengera hembe hombe.
Okay.
Handiti zvonzi pfeka izvi handiti kusema handitenga aiwa ndangofunga mai vako kana kuti ndakufunga ndatega ndikutengere. And coming out munhu yekuti vanonzi munhu anoda vana vani vake. He's a loving father. So it was difficult for me kuti ndizvitaure. Worse, vaindirambidzwa kuti ndindive kana kumasports kana kunisika. In a way you would be withdrawn. Kuti hausi kuda kuti upinde mutrouble nani navo. So this went on for years. Ndiri in silence. Then pandakazogona kutaura now with time. Takutaurwa abuse awareness. Kwakubuda zvana victim friendly. Ndo pandakazoenda.
Okay.
Then I managed to go kuno reporter. That's when life changed. The reason why vanhu vanoabuswa don't speak out, it's the minute yaunotauraka, what you go through is actually worse than the abuse itself. Because wabudaka.
All right.
It's me against my father.
Oh, yeah.
It's not easy to stand up against mubereki wani wako.
Oh, yes.
Then wadaro, people will say, wazviitire. Uri munhu ari active ku church. By then my father was not an Adventist. Wazviitire, uda kufumura hapwa. Zvonzi havana kumbokurepa, vakangokubata. But ndibaba ka, you know, ijeri, you don't understand kuti pandiri kurara, ndikura ndakapfeka zvinhu 10. I don't feel comfortable being with a man my environment. Saka tadaro.
It's interesting that you say that, Margaret, because most of abuse, itika in the family, we don't want to talk about it as a family, not because we care about the survivor or the victim in this instance, but because we think it will bring shame to the family. It will bring shame to us. So atidi kutarisa the survivor, we don't think kuti munhu ari kufila sei, we protect ourselves. Ndosaka even muchiona kuti pakaita issues of abuse mu family, pakaita rape, pakaita anything, pane vamwe vanhu vanogara nyaya voripana vega, while the survivor is by themselves on their own going through all this turmoil and emotions. Yes, you were talking about something.
So now I've reported. So I actually thank God for victim friendly. It's good for you to report. Kuti zvakaitika kudhara because unenge uchikwara mukati apa uri kunamataka, you're asking the question, God, but why? What have I done kuti ndisangane nezvinhu zvakadini zvakadai? But apana nokupa answer. No one. For some of us, I'm an extrovert. I'll be smiling, I'm bubbling. But mukati ndiri kuita sei, ndiri kukwara, so I'm pretending. So these women no. You need to go through this. You need to speak and someone listens. So tadaru ndakaita dzimihama taenda kucourt, babongo akatobhadharwa bail. He was not supposed to kugara nesu kumba vakatopiwa kwekugara. For me, I felt betrayed. Why are you supporting him? And why are you supporting him? Ndakatanga kuwana vanhu left, right and center threatening me to withdraw. The prosecutor was handing my case, was like, no, Iweweka, tell anyone who calls you to call me. They're now interfering with state witness. Something I did not know. So if I had known in my younger years, I could have gotten help faster.
Oh, yes.
And riparichi parinan. But
and do you know what, Margaret, that you say that? It's because culture yedu haina kutipa mukana wekuti titaure sensitive issues. The subject of sex itself haisi nyaya yatinogona kukurukura openly about it. And kana dzava issues the abuse, again, hadzisi nyaya dzatinogona kukurukura about it. So you say, if I had known earlier, but we say the time that you know something and the time that you take action is the right time.
No, what I mean, if I had known it earlier, signs and symptoms were there, something is not wrong with me. So I feel let down. If people had known, if I could have confided in someone earlier, with what I know now, I could have been in a better space. But still, it's not too late. The issue was not about getting my father arrested. It's about part of my healing process.
It's closure.
But nduda munhu anoziva kuti inini ndaita sei ndatsikwa cones. So tadaro tichita court process, my father, I was very timid. Ndaivatya. Ndasingataura with confidence, like, no, yes, I had, but ndanga ndineka kuzvidzokesa kumashure kuti manje. But now I was empowered. I went through the court process. Tikanzi vakati vatengesa imba. I had to move, me and my sisters, which was a struggle. Vakaramba ubhadhara vana fees. And imagine, I am not working. I am not working at all. And I remember vamwe shamwari yangu vachinditi Magi unotama maskati. And udza Mwari kuti handisi kuzoba, handisi kuzohura. And imagine now, nyaya kuzikanwa. Tinozikamwa vamweka, zvakuzikamwa, and people are talking in the church and everywhere. So I remember telling my elder kuti, if zvanzi vatengesa imba yavanga vasina. So inyaya was a way kuti lawyer angatsvaga ways dzekundibata pekuti ndanga ndine entitlement kuti this is my mother's house, zvinhu zvamai vangu, saka ndicharegedza. If he starts taking care of my sisters vandinoda, still I'll pull back. But I was told kuti push on. Kukoti tikufana kuita sei kuenda. So now you find kuti ipapa taugara tega. I don't even know where the next meal is coming from. But God is faithful. God vani vamwe vanhu vakapinza mukati meupenyu hwangu yekuti I'm forever grateful. Who stood up. God made sure kuti I have food. Court, he had a lawyer. Imagine I've never been in court. but ndiri kusangana nasazivongo vanenge vachitaura mashoko makukutu anditi prosecutor watakanga tinaye kwanyorwa tsamba yekunzi ndiri kudanana naprosecutor abviswa panyaya iyoyoyo. This guy is anoramba achingopostpona high court ndakapedza ndatoziya kamavara mahombe but chavasina kuziva ndechekuti pavasiri kuuya kucourt I'd found favor. Ndandova state witness aisina state witness unopiwa mari ikasvika lunch time watonzi mira ndoenda kuseri kwajaji tosana masopina ndatone mari ndakutonotengera vana. In that time, like as girls kushitungwiza kusilver club taita maprayers kwa pastor mbili, you know, I would always be there. I'll always be praying. I remember tine zundi ratakamboita riya rekumabvuku kwa Bob vana kuya and I went and kwakasa kune chikafu chakawanda ndikadzigara nacho kumba sika ne sister yangu ndikati no, I am going out about my father's business and nabasa randiri kuita but ndaida kuti Mwari vataure neni kuti am I doing the right thing. Am I doing the right thing? So, unfortunately, I managed to testify in court. But my prosecutor anganudza kuti, you know what? Unogona testify. Nyaya ikashaikwa. But what's important is put on record. We are doing it for you. You could at least I spoke and someone listened. So during the court, that prosecutor died. I changed one. The new one that we got committed suicide. And this is and every time yo brother yangu anga ari kuchikoro ku SA akauya akati kuna baba wangu, look, the only way anogona kugadzisa family ndi Mwari. Baba wangu akatanga kuenda kuchechi. Vaiuya kuprayer band. Now imagine ndoda kunonamata kuprayer band kuti ndibatsirei ndiri kuenda kucourt baba vangu ndokwavari. I stopped going. Because verse rinoti in the time of Elijah ndichadzosera mweya yemadzibaba kuvana vavo ndikati Mwari ndo basa ravo rekuti vandinamatire. I'm going to sleep at what? At home. But I'm not going to withdraw my case. So after my prosecutor afa pushing the issue further yakanga yakuita sei yakunetsa. So I'd gone to social welfare ndichitaura na social worker anga ariko akanditi no Margaret what tap up because I don't know who's handling the case. She comes, no Margaret, I think for now you've gotten what you want. You are not the same person anymore. You were before. And the baba wangu vakatanga kuchuya vakutitumira chikafu vari kuita sei. And I think the most touching part was when he came home kwataigara. I'm grateful kuna mai wataigara nao ndongwatwa kuma mai Rosie ndina mama of there are a list and people who have helped me to be here. So vakauya vakati ndinokumbira uregerero.
Wow.
You know when someone has hurt you so much. Taendesana kukoti tafumurana and all vakuya Nicodemus pasina pasina vanhu. And I remember ndakaenda zvinzwa ndandatoshedzerwa kuti nebasa rekuita kuSouth Africa as a maid. So nyaya idzi dzakandi affect academics dzangu. I think my high school ndakazofera form 4 ndikadini things went bad home, company yaishanda was liquidated ndikamboita windi. So ndidonza dore kombe rekumba. So it was like now ndandaona basa kuti ndiende kuSouth Africa vakuya. And I was planning actually to leave without him knowing. Ndopa vakauya. Vakati sikavainditi Madhu. Nokuti ndiri manjenjenje svikanzi Madhu ndokumbira uregerero nevanin'ina vangu what he had put us through. So ndikatava ndazvinzwa. Pana pastor akamboparidza tasingabvunza kuti kuenda kucamp. Ndasingabvunza kuenda youth camp. So my first camp was in 2012. And tiri kungomeuko ndaigara kutende pasasi petende revafundisi. You know that excitement to someone they don't understand. Kuti waiti sexual ukashekwa like unenge usingade kukanganisira baba kuti vakuwana nechi une mhosva. So I remember pane vaenda kucamp ozotiudza pane pastor, I'm not sure his name, vakaparidza mari dzoti mufakosi yekuti wakafa kumba ukarega kuregerera kudenga kwacho futi uchanodi uchanotsva. So it was something I was like, God, how do I forgive him? And how do I tell my sisters to see him as the father? Because that same Bible says, honor your father and what? And mother. So that's what I did. Ndikabva ndaenda kuSouth Africa, ndichingokiya. ndadzoka for my sister's wedding. Ndadzoka for my sister's wedding. I had painful periods.
Yeah.
So I was talking to my sister-in-law. She's like, no, why don't you try control pill? Balance my hormones. Patiru kudaro. I go, that's 2014. I start bleeding. And that's all momwedzi. Momwedzi muyamo akati noenda kwa doctor. Doctor ndakwenda kwa gyno scan ndanzi ndine fibroid.
Yeah.
Now they are putting me on Depo-Vera 6 months. Vari kuedza zvinhu. Aba, I'm not even married and I was not even dating anyone. So I bled for 1 year, 1 month continuously. But she tried my non-surgical methods. Sika ndikubuilda. Ndikuti upenyu hwangu hwakuendeka. Now I've got this.
Something becomes again, yeah.
And ndikati kuti ndisiye basa. And mari yacho dzainetsa kuno kuZimbabwe then you needed to buy everything.
Oh yeah.
So the church in South Africa, when they pinned Kusani side, I'm grateful for those guys. They raised money. Ndika operate.
Yeah.
And I was scared. It's not easy. Every day.
Yeah.
I'd lost weight. So I was severely anemic. But what I'd then done was, pane friend yangu akayakandona akati, Margaret, are you prepared to die? But what do you mean? Zvikanzi usanamate kuti God stop the bleeding. Iti Mwari mazvitendera. That woman bled for 12 years. Ndapa 1 year. No matter zvinoitika handifana kubva pachokwadi chani chinhu.
The power of faith and how faith can help us move even past difficult circumstances.
So, ibaba bandishika, now I'm saying ndakubleeda and you're asking, what's wrong with me?
Yeah.
Pandofunga kuti ndaita step, ndikuramba ndichidzokera kupi kumashure. I came, ndatoparetwa zvakanaka. Then my brother was like, why don't you go to school? Right, I'm happy. I've always wanted to do a degree.
Yeah.
2016, I enrolled at Solusi University. I'm now doing peace and conflict. Life is going on.
Yeah.
I'm picking up.
Yeah.
Mari dzabvadzanetsa. Ndasiya basa. Ndasiya chikoro.
Yeah.
Ndadzokera ndambogara kumba, ndadzokera kuSA. Friend yangu mweso anonzi Nyara andishedza zvikanzi Magi, I'm starting this company, Kintari company yatiite. Ndikubikira my university students Pretoria University. This is going on. And then no, I come for another sister's wedding. Zvikanzi no. We need to pursue nyaya yekuchikoro. Maid wawaenda ndakugara navo zvakanaka. Saka ndaitobva kuSouth Africa ndichiuya kuZimbabwe. But apa manje ndane chikoro, ndine mwana, ndine basa. Now ndane chronic fatigue.
Okay, yeah, I understand.
Ndane chronic
fatigue.
Kwakuziva. But then I just could not manage.
Yeah.
Ndikati my Hannah, I am failing to manage things. Sikachandaigona kuita was just take care of Hannah. Washenuku zvinofana kuita spontaneous.
Yeah.
Waking out of the bed was now a challenge. Ndiri kutadza kumita pressure yema assignments. So there was now teary. Ndakuramba ndichita flashbacks and everyone at home was concerned. What's going
on? Yeah.
Ndopandakaya kuchikoro muna August. So vanhu vakati, no, I think you need to see the psychiatrist.
Yeah.
That's when I went.
Yeah.
Then the doctor was like, no, Margaret, you've been through a lot. Now I need to put you on what? On medication. Kadibati chiremba, I pray. I talk to people. Ndinema ndinoti ma personal punching bags vanozviziva vekuti ndikanyorera ma message nechirungu chisingaverengeke vanonditeerera. Ndine ma coping
mechanisms. Yeah.
Then he was like, but Margaret, you've always had a mental condition.
Yeah.
I felt lost.
Yeah.
Who am I?
Yeah.
And that's it. Who am I?
Yeah.
Pandiri kufara. So I was, my sister yangu, my young sister was like, so who am I? Kandanzi ndagara ndichipenga. Ndimbori ani. So you become self-conscious.
Yeah.
Pandiri kufara, ndiri kufairisisa. Pandiri kuchema. Like, wakutya. So I want to thank my family. They gave me the social support.
Yeah.
My friends. Now you need to open.
Yes.
So the thing with mental health, yatisina initana na HIV.
Yeah.
The minute yaunoti ndinorwara nepfungwa.
Yeah.
Vanhu vari kuona munhu ari kudya mumabhini
Oh yes.
Vanhu vari kuona munhu asiri kugeza. Like with my condition, it's the lack of concentration, it's the tiredness, it's the invisible sins mumusoro mangu. Magetsi haari kusvitsa. Saka nei ndichitosekerera kudai. But ndichita sei ndichirwara. So now I was like, God, now I'm achieving my dream of getting a degree.
And this comes.
Why? My God, but why? And when will these things end? So it was through the different counseling sessions I would went. I have to embrace. It's not my fault, because my worst fear of not wanting to be like my mother, now I'm in her shoes. And
I like what you say, that it's not your fault, because most people, when issues like this happen, we tend to blame ourselves. We tend to think we are inadequate. We tend to think that we have caused this upon ourselves. We are almost blamed for everything. But hearing you speak such empowering words, that it's not your fault, it's where you are. You now understand what mental health is. You now understand your conditions. You have gone through counseling sessions. You managed to pick yourself to say, you know what, I'm going to see a therapist, a qualified one for that matter. And you went and you did your sessions, and you're still doing that. And I think that's what is very important.
So what I want to add is like on their hand, because uningo ni matrigger. And for me, these are people that I see. Ndakatombori-lapsa. Ndikati kuna chiremba ndiendese kuingucheni kwacho, because vanhu vari around me, they don't understand me, and I don't understand them. But what I then learned, it's not about nye vanhu vari kumba. It's not about my dad. Vakaita zvavakaita. But it's not the end of Margaret. I can still pick up myself and move on. Because kudara, I used to blame people. Ndanga ndine entitlement. I had expectations. I felt so hurt. Munaganditira chinhu akaregedza andivhaira just because ndakaabuswa. So ndo vanopinda yangu post-traumatic kuti ndairarama kuti dai ndakadzidzawo dai vasiri kundivhaira, dai baba vasina kundiabusa, izvo dai ndiri kufambawo mumhepo sezviri kuita vamwe ndisiri kufamba netsoka. So my father was there with me.
And you say about post-traumatic stress disorder, it's something that is documented. Most women actually have it, especially vakadzi vakambopindana ne-abuse. So it's a phenomenon that's well documented, that's well talked about, and that we should be aware. Sevanhu vakambopinda through abusive circumstances and scenarios.
So my father was there. Because I remember the other time telling me, I'm sick, it's because of you. But babongo akatozoita munhu wechechi. Pavakasenda message 2015 vachiti ndauda kubhabhatidzwa paTild Wilson. Ndikatenda prayer band, I was in South Africa, kuti that abusive man wants to get baptized.
Amen.
Who does that? You know, I wasn't quite sure about his sincerity. But who am I to deny? And my father would consciously admit, I made my mistakes. If you don't want to forgive me, I'm working my own relationship na Mwari wani na Mwari wangu. So I had to take medication, my relapse nechi, and I remember ndakatanga my tablets ndakambotsvuka. And I was sitting in office my doctor and because which one amongst my pills is making my skin to glow? I actually she goes, Margaret, no, you are healing. So as you heal, your skin pores open. As you heal, you start to gain weight. Naturally, it was because of the continuous stress that survival mode. So I had to go through izvozvizvi. Chikoro ndambomira, right? Ndagara. And pandiri kupora apa, COVID comes.
And the school is not finished.
It's not finished. My father gets sick. Then ndakatobva kwataigara, ndikauya, ndikavaona. Then Mwari vakavatora. So when my father died, I was numb. I didn't know ndofara here kuti my abuser has died. ndochema baba here handati post traumatic.
Yes.
So it was that area yedelta payakanga yakafasa. So people could tisingagoni kungana ndina ndine phone yamai. Everyone is calling baba vangu vari munhari right, sekuru vanga vakadai, elder chiko, you know, everyone is singing praises. Inini ma flashbacks of that monster that I know of chakadaro ari kuramba achita sei achiuya, so I could not cry. I actually had to text a friend kuti ndikutadza kuchema. Akanditi no, it's okay. I had to text my psychologist. I don't know what to do. I can't cry. Msodza isikuita sei aisi kubuda. Mandakazozvisi I had to go for grief counseling 2 months later. Zvinhu zvatisingaite sevanhu vatema. We cry in our own way. Kune inonzi cycle of grief nasingaizii.
Oh yes.
Ndakazozvisi there's something called cycle of grief. So I had to go kunona psychologist ikaita 4 hours akandita ita empty chair therapy ndakumba. From then, that's when the therapy helped me to distinguish my father, the abuser, my father, baba vamanji. Now I can speak about my dad with so much pride.
Amen.
And I'm no longer the victim. I'm a survivor.
Oh yes, and that's
important. Even when people know vakomana kuti you've been abused, apana ndausukubira mudhuze mako. Unobva wanzi uri mukadzi wechikwambo, uri chii, kana wazowana murume usamuudze kuti baba ndozvavakuita. Hauna kurepwa. Chika statement. Hauna kurepwa iwewe. Havana kurepa saka hazvina kana basa. But they don't understand the trauma zvazviri kundiita mukati memusoro mangu. Don't silence me because ndini ndakatsikwa chii? Cons. So ndadaro now I had to go through grief counseling. Later grief counseling, it was just picking up myself. Ndadzokera futi kuchikoro, so brother yangu akabuda mari yakawanda, baba vangu vanga pension yakurapisa baba, munongozoti covid yainetsa. Ndadzokera futi kuchikoro. Then ndadzokera kuchikoro, I was like, God, now I can continue. Now I started my degree in 2016. Nanhasi handisati ndapedza. Chikoro chakabva chakwidza fees. Brother yangu akati ndatadza futi. No, I was heartbroken. I was, my God, until when? Namo before, namo and after namo yacho ichapera rini. Baba vangu vane garden ravo ravaiita. Ndakatanga kuita nemama tablets andainwa. So inini I'm that patient wekuti number dzangu dzakasaved mufoni madoctor. This is how personal my doctors, my psychiatrists are with their patients. He's just a touch away from his phone. So he was like, no, Margaret, uyanyogara mumba. Ndoda kuti spend more time uri pansi. Zvonzo vana mai vaita zvekuti in contact with what? With nature. So I would spend time ndiri kugarden ndikati Mwari nakai makandisira ndogardenera baba. But you know, deep down, this is not my thing. I don't want gardening. I don't want this. But ndakashanda. Ndiri papa, a friend just came up for me from Norway. She comes, Margaret, do you want to do care work? But I saw my house here. Kana matita chines aid mautonda upgrade anisa geli andirambe. But ne mari dzaidiwa. Akandina unovhunza bva ndamuudza. Ndikati mari yese. You know, ndobva ndipa mari. Wow. Pakandipa mari yekuita nurse aid, was like ndine course along the way that I have done that I have not completed. So ndozvimwe zvichindisitesa kuti when I go back, I'm looking at myself. And I'm looking with what I know. Kuti Mwari, why me? Why me? And zvichazopera rini? So kuzwa kuti I'm going to start something and finish it. Sure, girl, I was excited. I know. So pandakaenda kumbuya nesi, pandakadaro ndikabva ndawedzera weight. When I stopped blaming everyone, I looked at my mother's left, all right, mama wangu ane skits. Vaitaura vega, vaitasi. But time yo, vaitosenza ku use it. How did she do it?
And that's another important thing that you're saying, Kuti. Mental health issues don't prevent people from doing their daily routines, from going to work, from being out there. Some are even nurses, some are even doctors, some are even engineers, auditors, you name it. So we need, as a society, to understand that we have to seek mental health services. We need to continue living our lives.
So, Dadaro, vanondiziva I've never wanted to be a nurse. Ndine phobia my injections. But this was an mkana wauya.
Yes.
But now nekuti ndane different mindset.
Yeah.
Yekuti like you plan your life. But zvinoitika. Be someone who's flexible. Nezvinenge zvauya panguva iyo.
Yes.
And I told myself, this is my journey.
Yes.
I'll not compare myself na ningi.
Sure.
If you want to be part of my journey, you be available. Kana usingade awudi. Anditi. So ndikati Ellen White was just a grade 3 dropout. Look at her. And the Munandofera was Ben cousin, so her cousin. She was just a maid with psychiatric issues, but she pushed her children. So the other things I love reading.
Yeah.
So I started reading vanhu conditions angu.
Exactly.
Liking them on Facebook. That was my friend yangu. My poster kwa uneta iwaya. You want everyone to see kuti you've got mental condition. Should I be ashamed of it?
Yeah.
Didn't you want that okay? Did you want that to This is my life. So when people look at you, vane projection yavo yavanoda, and they cannot deal with the truth yekuti ndinotorwara nepfungwa. Why should I be ashamed? Kana munhu achigonotaura kuti ndine asthma, ndine BP. Why can I say kuti ndinorwara nepfungwa? It's got nothing to do with demons.
Oh yeah.
So there I am, Miss AIDS. Oh, it was an experience.
Well done.
So I remember when going to class. My classmates actually laugh for shit, but I got on the first day. That's me. And it's Pananduk Solusu and the Kangato, Panepami Pandakato Taza my exams. I could not concentrate.
Yeah.
I went to school, I registered, but I did not write those exams. Doctor Wakandit, Nikat doctor never read no, we are processing a lot. It's not about the money. Now, I want you to get better.
Yeah.
My assignment, I go to one of my doctors. I'm like, Doc, I'm sorry, I could not write your work. Zvikanzi ndaka diagnose kwa PSTD. Zvikanzi kuti chikonga chimandikora nepfungwa. Zvikanzi iwewe nekutaura kwaunoita. Ndikati Doc, I'm actually on meds. So nurse aid was interesting. I had a very good teacher, Medium Z, and my classmates and 10. So inini now. With awareness. Guys, not because I want pity.
Yeah. No.
When people know,
you're now empowered to talk about it.
When people know what's wrong with you, because they should understand. Just the same when you are epileptic. Akaga kukutaurira kuti ane pfari. Panodzita muziye zvekuita se zvokuita. Because no, you guys are my accountable partners.
Yeah.
I might feel of quitting.
Yeah.
And pandakangotanga chikoro, Dr. Gavandimisa my antidepressants out.
Well done.
Then I was left with just one antipsychotic that I drink at night. So that meant because I would sleep. I ended in the court.
Yeah, Margaret, I think it's important that you talk about how frequently you meet with your psychologist. It's important because some people, what they do, they just go once and they don't go for reviews. They don't communicate. These are mental issues. You need to constantly check in with your psychologist so that they change the meds, so that they can look into you, so that they can see anything, any forthcoming symptoms as well, so that your psychologist knows where you are in your journey.
So, kuna psychologists, the clinical,
yes.
Mind, my thought system, plan A, plan B. Any new thing in my life, you are not a cycle of change.
Exactly.
As in a formula. Like with me, anything is a trigger.
Yeah.
So I should go.
Yeah.
With my meds as well, because no family.
Yes, certainly.
And so kuna psychiatrist are good dealing the chemical brain.
Yeah.
Saka ukatala with side effects. Saka if I'm not sleeping well, if I'm restless, kana mathoughts yakaramba achiuya. Zvaunofunga kuti hazvina basa. To them zvine basa.
Yes.
Saka andifane kumirira vanhu kuti vazondiendesa kuchipatara vandisunga ndadini ndakuda kuneswa muhospital. No, vanototi uya wakadaro. Hapana chinhu chisina basa. Saka ndikatotsamwa. Anditi zvanoona zvapfurikidza. Ndinofanira kutotaura nodzoka mapsenge ipava. makumangu akambozvimba ndaingonzwa musoro. I was feeling nauseated nechi handiti ndikavhunza shamwari yangu kana mama kana nukumba, they don't know. Itakaiwa wakati physiology nechi nyana to ndotanga anoshandira out of town kuchegutu, but I don't need ukaona zvanetsa enda crisis center ku annex, just walk in what I want to talk to someone. And I need to put on the record, mental health is for free muno muZimbabwe as long as you've been evaluated. Chinozongodhura mamwe mapiritsi atinozomwa zvichidependa nezvauri kuda kuita. Saka ina ndigona kupa mapiritsi anokotsirisa. Ndoda kuenda kuchikoro kandi I want to be stable like right now. I mean, unless I tell you,
of course,
you'll never know.
You'll never guess. Yes.
So I need to love my needs. I need to deal with the environment around me, my triggers.
Certainly.
So going to school, it was interesting. Ndakapusha. But ndakadapa attachment ndinuyo ndakumaternity ward. I'd gone through and I talked about going the fibroid and all. Ndakumaternity. Doctor had told me I might not have kids and what. As I told my mind that I'll never see labor ward.
Yes.
Here I am.
You are in the labor ward.
And it's
from the other end.
You see now. So I remember kuna doctor wangu azviskuita. Shkanzi Margaret, remember the goal.
Yes.
We need to finish
this course. Yeah.
Kumbanda it was Monday to Friday. Daifamba, I gained weight. I had to walk. It was part of exercise. Ndoshika ndoshanda, ndodzoka weekend kumba kweda ndashanda ita. Ndenda karara. Kana ku church kochongo singandione because Friday I'll be just exhausted. I rest. Next week Monday ndoyenda. And I completed.
Well done.
So for me, where others are busy with UK chirungu, for me it was therapy.
Oh yes.
And in the kato pasta 90 days without antidepressants.
Wow.
I mean, what to celebrate about? I received PhD, but for me, that meant a lot because I know the journey.
Yes.
I know how many times I've said I want to quit. But it was necessary. And so that's the journey, and this is where I am now.
Wow.
Degree rangu
hold and we'll do it, right?
Yes, in the fullness
of time. Yeah.
But I've one thing to note in Damari, I've never wanted to be a pity party person.
Oh yes.
No. Don't choose what you're going to do. I'm not fit to be a maid. You know, but I wanted to know you should do better other things. But I was like, if I don't have a qualification, there is nothing wrong in getting dirty and working for myself.
Wow, there you have it, the inspiring story that we have been having here. I love seeing empowered women. I love seeing women who are making it. I love seeing women telling their story, not as victims, but as survivors. Mental health is real. We know that mental health does happen to a lot of women out there, and we need to seek services early. We need to talk about it. We need to keep the conversations going. We need to be there for each other. We need to be there for ourselves. Thank you very much for coming through. Until next time, may God bless you.
Dinoda kutaura kuti ndaponeswa ngero paro pamsana pope mudza wake ndichagara kumushako ndaponeswa ngero para kerenyenye Sendichiri mwana wake Dinofara ngekuti Jesu Auya kundiponesa Ngekuti kupenya kwakeko Kuri kunditungamira Ndaponeswa Ngero para kerenyenye Ndaponeswa Sendichiri mwana wake ndinotondera muponesi, ndichiri kufunga ndiye, ndiri kuimba nguva dzese ngerudo rukuru rwake. Ndaponeswa ngeropa rake renyenye, ndaponeswa sendichiri mwana wake. Ndichamuona mambo wangu, ndoita mutemo wake, achiri kunditungamira, dakara kumusha kwake. Ndaponeswa ngeropa rake renyenye, ndaponeswa sendichiri mwana wake. Chiripo chiremba kudenga, chinondimirira ini, tichaenda ngekukasika kumusha wake watenzi. Ndaponeswa ngeropa rake renyenye, ndaponeswa sendichiri mwana wake. Ndaponeswa ngeropa rake renyenye, ndaponeswa sendichiri mwana wake.